Raju ki jai. Jai Shri Raju ki jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramhansa Pari Prajaka Charja Astutar Sita Sri Sriman Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramhansa Pari Prajaka Charja Astutar Sita Sri Sriman Srila Bhakti Rakak Sri Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Jai Srimati Tulsi Devi ki jai. Welcome to Sri Chaitanya SCSMission morning class. Dandavat. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Chaitanya Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitangstam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitangscha Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Svapadantikam Harivo. So today is the beginning or the Adivas of the Sri Navadvipam Parikrama. And so we're going to begin reading from the Sri Navadvipam Mahatmya, beginning this morning. And I'll just spend the whole class time reading because we always have it's a pinch to try to get to read the entire Navadvipam Mahatmya between the beginning of Parikrama and Gaur Purnima. So we have 1 week. Less than a week. Gaur Purnima is the week yesterday or this coming Tuesday. So we'll begin to read this today and just read consecutively until the Gaur Purnima. And lots and lots and lots and lots of devotees have converged to Navadvip now, and also Mayapur to perform Navadvip Parikrama. And for those who are not familiar with this book, this is Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's revelation of the original Parikrama, which was completed, and it was led by Sri Nityananda Prabhu. So composed by the intimate associate of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Om Vishnupad Srimad Bhaktivinoda Thakur, to facilitate the practice of circumambulating the Dham as established by the self-effulgent guardian of the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. To bring to light the profound, heart-melting vision of the Dham, revealed by the guardian of devotion, the founder Acharya of Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Math, Srila Bhakti Rakak Sri Dev Goswami Maharaj, and to inspire the devotees from all over the world to participate in the annual circumambulation of the Dham inaugurated by the President Sevadacharya of Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Math, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj. This holy scripture has been translated into English under the auspices of the present at that time, and of course eternally, President Sevadacharya of the Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Math. Oh, excuse me, that's it. Sorry, I was reading the wrong part here. So this is going on here. This is the translator's note. We'll begin with that. I'll just read this purpose. Sriman Mahaprabhu's prophecy that Harinam Sankirtan would spread to every town and village of the world. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's prophecy that people from all over the world would come to Sri Navadvip Dham and join the Bengalis in chanting the glories of Sri Gaurasundar, and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's prophecy that Westerners would learn Bengali just to study the writings of the Rupanuga Sampradaya's acharyas are becoming fulfilled more and more glorious with each passing year. It is our hope that this publication will serve to further all three of these expressions of divine will. May souls all over the world read the glories of Sri Navadvip Dham in this book and be inspired to continue the Sankirtan of Sri Gaurasundar wherever they may be. May they be inspired to travel to Sri Navadvip Dham and perform parikrama in the company of devotees from Bengal and all over the world. May they pause their joyous Sankirtan from place to place throughout the Dham to recite the glories of the Dham as revealed by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. May they thus taste the nectar in the life of the surrendered soul. Gaura Marje Shabastane Karala Brahmana Range She Shabastana Heriba Ami Pranayi Bhakata Shange Gaura Vihita Kirtana Shuni Anande Hridaya Nache. From Sharanagati. In the company of loving devotees, we visit the places where our Gaurasundar performed pastimes, and as we hear the kirtan prescribed by him, our hearts dance with joy. And this was presented by Bhakti Kamal Tyagi Maharaj on the disappearance of Srila Srivas Acharya on 10th of November 2013. And this was done during Bhakti Nirmala Acharya Maharaj was overseeing this publication of this book. Translation from the 1988 Bengali edition of Sri Navadvip Dham Mahatmya, translated from the 1988 Bengali edition of Sri Navadvip Dham Mahatmya. This is from Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj, who published this in Bengali in 1988. And now this is his publisher's note is being translated into this book. By the boundless grace of our great Grand Gurudev Om Vishnupad Srila Thakur Bhakti Vinod, our long-standing desire to publish Sri Navadvip Dham Mahatmya has been fulfilled. Sri Navadvip Dham is Gupta Vrindavan, hidden Vrindavan. Circumambulating the 32 miles of Sri Vrindavan Dham is a deeply cherished devotional practice for greatly enthusiastic devotees, yet Sri Gaura's devotees circumambulate Sri Navadvip Dham for the satisfaction of Sri Sachinandan Gaur Hari, and with even more enthusiasm, and attain eternal good fortune. This circumambulation takes place unfailingly every year in an organized way from the chief original Mat, Sri Chaitanya Mat, Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat, and other ashrams. In particular, assembled devotees from all corners of the world participate in the circumambulation of Sri Navadvip Dham arranged by Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat, which was established by Srila Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj in Kolarganj, Navadvip, and attained the highest fortune. By their earnest request and for the benefit of all devotees who circumambulate the holy Dham, we have published this holy book, which bestows the highest fortune of revelation of the holy Dham, and thus we are greatly fortunate. Srila Narottam Das Thakur has written, Shri Gauda Mandala Bhumi Jeba Jani Chintamani Tara Hai Braja Bhumi Bas. One who knows the holy land of Gauda to be made of wish-fulfilling gemstone resides in the land of Braja. One who knows the holy land of Gauda, this whole area of Navadvip Dham, to be made of wish-fulfilling gemstones, He resides in the land of Braja. When he can have that vision, then he certainly is residing in Braja. The true form of the Dham manifests only in the hearts of fortunate souls who are established by the grace of Sri Guru in the spiritual land of dedication with proper sambandha gyan, or understanding their relationship with the Lord. Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhu's verse, Ata Shri Krishna Namadi, certainly clearly teaches us this principles. So, awakening and increasing our propensity for dedication is our one and only destiny. So, awakening and increasing our propensity for dedication is our only destiny. Very nice verse. And this is possible only by attaining the grace of Sri Guru and the sadhus. Thus, our one and only duty is to adhere to the practice of living a life of resolute faith and subservience to Sri Guru and the sadhus. Dikshakale bhakta kare atma samarpan, se kale Krishna tare kare atma sam, se deha kare ta chidanandamoy, aprakrita dehe tara charana bhajai. At the time of initiation, devotees fully surrender themselves and Krishna accepts them. Krishna makes their bodies spiritual and joyful, and in that supramundane body, they serve Krishna's feet. The Lord's name, form, qualities, pastimes, associates, and glory are all supramundane. Only by Krishna's Sri Guru's grace can a surrendered soul see the Lord's supramundane Dham with eyes free from Maya and attain the fortune of service there. May the nature of the holy Dham, Chintamani Prakara Sadmasu Kalpavriksha Lakshavateshu Surabhira Vipalayantam, the abode made of wish-fulfilling gemstone, covered by millions of wish-fulfilling trees, where Sri Govinda tends his cows, may be realized by reading this book. This is my earnest prayer at the holy feet of Sri Guru, the Vaishnavas, and the Lord of the Dham, Sriman Mahaprabhu. And then he says, enough verbosity, or enough said. Srila Gurudev, publisher, the humble and fallen Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda, and the pen name was Sri Krishna Sharan Brahmachari. And this verse, Ata Shri Krishna Namadi Nabhavet Grahyam Indriyai Sevan Mukhehi Jivado Swayamevas Puratyada, from the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Although Krishna's name, form, qualities, and pastimes cannot be grasped by the material senses, through the spirit of dedication, they manifest themselves on the tongue and to the other senses. And then this also an addition by Shri Bhakti Prapanatirtha Maharaj. First, I faithfully offer my obeisances to our society's present Acharya, Paribrajak Acharya Srimad Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj, the dearmost associate of our beloved Gurudev, Om Vishnupad Srila Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj, by whose mercy our endeavor to print and propagate Sri Navadvip Bhavataranga by Sri Gauranga's associate, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, has been possible. Our Srila Guru Maharaj has said that the influence of Maya will decrease to the extent that Thakur Bhaktivinod's books are preached throughout the world. If we are able to provide true help to even one conditioned soul in this way, then the true ideal of kindness towards others, Jivedoi, will be realized. His divine message is our only prospect and hope. May this endeavor satisfy the devotees and please Thakur Bhaktivinoda as well. This is my prayer. Okay. Adbud gehe gehe tumula hari sankirtana ravo. Babao dehe dehe vipula pulakashu vyatikara. Api snehe snehe parama madurotkasha padavi. Dviyasyam nayad api jagati gore vitarati. In every home, the tumult of Harinam Sankirtan arose. On every body upraised hairs, tears, and other ecstasies shone. And the sweetest, most exalted path, which is filled with divine affection and extends far beyond even the Vedas, was revealed in this world when Sri Gora appeared. Haribo. Sri Navadvipam Parikramaya Avyaha. Oh, this is so lovely. This is this is written by Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj. An invitation to Sri Navadvip Dham Parikrama by Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj. Originally published in Sri Gaudiya Darshan, Volume 1, Issue 8, on this Sunday, 11th of March, 1956. Brahmite habena ara echar bhuvana anitya e deharate chariya mrityurapate hringshra sardula purna sangsara kanana brahmite habena na ara echar bhuvana. You do not have to wander any longer in this vile world, riding along the path of death in the chariot of this temporary body, within the forest of material existence, which is filled with ferocious tigers. You do not have to wander any longer in this vile world. Anchale Anchala Badi Jovanera Sadasadi Griha Brataname Shadu Hale Parichita Janma Janmantaradari Griha Parikramakari Punjileki Maya Bhumi Kantaka Avrita. Pursuing the desires of youth and getting married, you have known the vow of household life in name only. Continuing in this way, birth after birth, circling about in household life, you have realized the land of Maya. Have you realized that the land of Maya is covered with thorns? So he's saying, you've taken the vow of household life in name only because you have not mutually helped one another in becoming pure devotees of the Lord. And therefore you just take this vow, go to the temple, and go on with your materialistic life. Have you not realized? Have you realized now, birth after birth, that this Mayak world is covered with thorns? Arau karite chamana brahmanera ayochana deshahate videshete grama gramantare akano menete asha aro badite chevasa du dinero pantashala prativira pare. Not only that, your mind has made arrangements to continue your wandering from country to country and from village to village, but your desires have never been fulfilled. And still you have built a residence, a mere temporary inn, which lasts but a few days upon this earth. And still you've done that? You wandered, you made so many plans, wandered from country to country and from village to village. And yet, speaking to us, well, he's speaking to himself, but we know that it's for us. And still none of your desires have been fulfilled. You just, and yet you built yourself an inn, a little, like a motel, where you can stay for a few days. Will you find, and you've still done this? Excuse me. Mahamaya moha gore, arakata kala ore, anitya ogre hatire, karibi brahman, daraputra paribar, ashar, ra anitya char, bile kale, astakude mile kiratana. Hey, how much longer will you wander in the darkness of Mahamaya's illusion in that temporary home? Your wife, sons, and family are worthless, temporary, and vile. Will you find a jewel within a swamp, within a trench, or a rubbish heap? Very strong. Any household life which is not meant for the pursuance of divine love of God, Krishna consciousness, is vile. It has no purpose, and it's useless. Paye dari kahishar brahmite habe naar, nahi heta barasara akabindu jal, nahi asha santvanara ache shuddha hahakara, samasta samsara bara jalanta anal. Clasping your feet, I tell you this essential truth. You do not have to wander any longer. There's not one drop of the water of hope here. There is no hope of any solace, but only cries of distress here. The burdens of material existence are like a blazing fire. If you're in the midst of a blazing fire, what's going to be your happiness? Brahmite habe na ara samsara kanane, aishona goda jana dake sarva jane. You do not have to wander any longer in the forest of material existence. The devotees of Gora call everyone, hey, listen. I tvarakari balavrita naradnari, divya chintamani dhamma goda janma bhumi. Pranai bhakvatasane jivanera shubhakshane gauranga janmadine aya parikrami. Men and women, young and old, come immediately. Come to the divine abode made of wish-fulfilling gemstone, the land of Sri Gauranga's advent. Come and circumambulate this land in the company of loving devotees during the most auspicious time of your life, the day of Gauranga's advent. Dhamma parikramakare, shangahabe chiratare, ananta janamadare, brahmanda brahmana, dure jabe bhavaroga, kandibe shakalaboga, buloke goloka labadake gaura jana. Circumambulate the divine abode, and your wandering throughout this universe for innumerable births will end. The disease of material existence will go away. All your suffering will be dispelled, and you will experience Goloka on this earth. So call the devotees of Gora. This is how they call. They're calling everyone to say, circumambulate the divine abode, and your wandering throughout this universe for innumerable births will end. The disease of material existence will go away. All your suffering will be dispelled, and you will experience Goloka on this earth. So call the devotees of Gora. That's how they are calling out to everyone. Brahmite habena ara echara bhuvana. You do not have to wander in this any longer in this vile world. So many beautiful things are written in the beginning of this book. Srila Sridhar Maharaj says, those days have gone by when I guided the parikrama, singing and dancing in the front. I was mad when I guided the parikrama. I became almost mad to sing and dance in the name of Gauranga. I would do so almost without any fatigue. Those days are gone by, and now I cannot go. Devotee, we can get a palanquin, then you can come with us. Srila Sridhar Maharaj, Gaur Haribol, Gaur Haribol, Gaur Haribol. I am pleased to think that so many of you will dance somewhere in Gaur Mandala taking the name. That makes me more proud. We feel more proud to think that so many souls are adding to the glorious opulence of Gauradham. As foretold by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, the day is not far off when the devotees from the Western countries will mix with the Eastern devotees, and they will chant and dance together in the name of Gaurasundar and Nityananda. So astonishing. At that time, that didn't seem even vaguely possible. Bhaktivinoda Thakur made such an astonishing prediction. The Western people will come and dance in Navadvip, chanting the name of Gaura and Nityananda? What? How is that possible? But it happened. And every day we are worshiping the holy feet of Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who took that order and kept it blazing in his heart to come and begin to connect the Western world with Mahaprabhu's mission. And now one more preface here. A translation of the preface to the original publication of Sri Navadvip Dham Mahatmya, written by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. As there are books about the glory of other dhams, so there should be a book about the glory of Navadvip Dham. Long ago, this desire rose in the hearts of the sadhus. But because such a book cannot be published until Sriman Nityananda Prabhu desires it, it has remained unpublished. Now that a suitable time has arrived, by the inspiration of Sriman Nityananda Prabhu, and with the sanction of the Vaishnava sadhus, I have published this book. Using the descriptions of the Dham in Sriman Narahari Das's Bhakti Ratnakar and Navadvip Dham Parikrama Padati, and those made by Srila Narottam Das Thakur, Srila Paramananda Das, and other writers as a basis, I have visited all the villages within the 32-mile circumference of Sriman Navadvip Dham, collected verbal accounts from knowledgeable residents of those places, gathered all the clues about the Dham within the scriptures, and then composed this book. In scriptures such as the Vedas and Puranas, there are numerous clues about Sri Navadvip Dham. Upon reading the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, the 7th canto, cited below, it is easily understood that the scriptures have also described the hidden avatar, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in a hidden way. Dharmam Mahapurusha Pashiyuganuvritam Chanakalau Yad Abhavas Triyugotas Sattvam. O Supreme Lord, you protect the Dham in accordance with each age, because you are hidden in the age of Kali. You are known as Triyuga, or he who appears in 3 yugas. The small map included in this book was prepared from a government-authorized topographic map. Therefore, it should be considered accurate. As the map scale is small, only the names of the principal places have been given, and this is, of course, found in the back of the book. and actually on the very back cover of the book, the inside of the cover of the binding. So here it is. And then there's a map legend on the left side. And now, Navadvipa Sakshad Brajapuram Aho Goda Paridao Shachiputra Sakshad Brajapati Shutanagaravara Savai Radha Bhava Juti Suvalita Kanchana Chato Navadvipe Lilang Brajapura Durapang Vitanute. From Sri Navadvipa Satakam. Aho, Navadvip in Sri Gauda Mandala is Vrindavan itself. The son of Shachi is Krishna himself, the son of King Nanda, and the best of paramours. Enveloped in the heart halo and golden luster of Sri Radha, he reveals pastimes in Navadvip, which are unattainable in Vrindavan. This is really important. The Lord Mahaprabhu, he reveals pastimes in Navadvip which are unattainable in Vrindavan, but he's revealing them. So Navadvip is Vrindavan, but in a very magnanimous giving, distribution mood. Sriman Navadvip Dham Vandana, a summary of Sri Navadvip Dham Mahatmya in 20 Sanskrit verses, Srila Bhakti by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Shrutich Chando Gyakya Vadati Paramang Brahma Purakam Smriti Vaikuntakyam Vadati Kilayam Vishnu Sadhanam Sitadvipam Chanye Virala Rasiko Yam Rajavanam Navadvipam Vande Tamiha Paramananda Nilayam. The Shruti, known as Chandogya, calls it the city of the Supreme Absolute. The Smriti calls it Vaikunta, the abode of Lord Vishnu. Others know it as the White Island, or Svetadvip is the White Island is also given in Brahma Samhita. Svetadvip, the divine Svetadvip, is Vrindavan Dham. The rare relishers of rasa call it the forest of Braja. I bow here to Navadvip, the abode of supreme joy. Yade Kangse Brahmanija Kucharitat Moha Janitat Kripa Sindhun Gaurang Satatamanutapta Samabhajat Prabhustasmai Gudang Nija Hridaye Vancham Samavadat Navadvipam Vande Tamiha Paramananda Nilayam. In one of its regions, Brahma, constantly repenting for his misbehavior caused by bewilderment, worshipped Gaura, the ocean of mercy. The Lord then fulfilled the deepest desire in Brahma's heart. I bow down here to Navadvip, the abode of supreme joy. Yade Kangse Gauri Gira Bara Sutta Vishvajanani Shachishu Nordvishtva Bhajana Bishayang Rupa Matulam Svashi Mante Prada Prabhu Chadana Renung Bhagavati Navadvipam Vande Tamiha Paramananda Nilayam. In one of its regions, Bhagavati, the golden-complexioned daughter of the Himalayas, the mother of the universe, beheld the unparalleled form of the object of her worship, the son of Shachi. She then placed the dust of the Lord's feet upon the parting of her hair, in the part of her hair. I bow here to Navadvip, the abode of supreme joy. So this is a summary of, we will hear about all of these places and these pastimes later in the book, but this is just summarizing. Yade kangshe Bajri nija kumati tapta sururabim Samashucha premna drumatala samipe haripadam Bhajan shakshat goradvaram mati shubhang prapa vibudo Navadvipang vande tamiha paramananda nilayam. In one of its regions, the wielder of the thunderbolt, Lord Indra, remorseful for his impudence, took shelter of beautiful Surabhi, lovingly worshipped the lotus feet of the Lord beside a tree, and attained a most auspicious boon from Gora himself. I bow here to Navadvip, the abode of supreme joy. Yade kangshe saptarshi gana bhajana krishna hridaya aho Gaura Sharda Prahara Samaye Pradura Bhavat Varangtebhya Pradat Charana Samaye Yadita Karam Navadvipam Vande Tamiha Paramananda Nilayam. In one of its regions, his heart attracted by their service, Gaur appeared to the 7 sages at noon, and bestowed upon them a pleasing boon at the perfect time. I bow here to Navadvip, the abode of supreme joy. Yade kangshe kaschidvi chakulapati pushkaramati svavar dakyati tirtha brahmana vishaye shakti rahita tada sharge tirtam paramash shubhadam pushkaram api navadvipam vande tamiha paramananda nilayam. In one of its regions, a Brahmin chief who longed for Pushkar Tirtha, but because of old age lacked the ability to make the pilgrimage there, saw the supremely auspicious Pushkar Tirtha before him. I bow here to Navadvip, the abode of supreme joy. So we'll read again more about that he wanted to visit Pushkar Dham, but he was not able to do that. But Pushkar Dham revealed himself to the Brahmin. Yade kangshe in Navadvip Dham, saying, I reside always in Navadvip Dham. Navadvip is the origin of all tirthas. Nothing is independent of Navadvip Dham. Nothing exists independently. Everything is a manifestation of Navadvip Dham expanded outward. Yare kangshe kola kriti drig ati chirang makapating swabhaktaya prityaratim ati vishudam tribhuvane tada shri gaurange svabhajana bala krishta hridayo navadviptam vande tamiha paramananda nilayam. In one of its regions, the Lord of Sacrifice, who bears the dazzling form of a boar. His heart was drawn by the power of his devotee's service, affectionately bestowed upon his devotee the purest thing in the 3 worlds, love for Sri Gauranga. I bow here to Navadvip, the abode of supreme joy. Yade kangshe kunjeni la balavrito yang ritupati natak tantam chaitanyang svagana pariyuktam Yuktam Samabhajat Lata Gulmar Kirne Palakushuma Bhara Pranamite Navadviptam Vande Tamiha Paramanandanilayam. In one of its regions, the king of the seasons, checking his own power, worshipped Sri Chaitanya, who along with his associates was dancing in a grove whose creepers and shrubs laden with fruits and flowers bowed to him. I bow here to Navadvip, the abode of supreme joy. Jare Kamse Janur Bhajana Samaye Subra Salinam Samayatam Trishtra Pratikula Tarangam Samapibat Amunchatam Bhaktya Punarapi Munir Janutanayam Navadviptam Vande Tamiha Paramanandanilayam. In one of its regions, Janumuni, upon seeing the Ganga's glistening waters approaching during his worship, drank her distracting waves. The Ganga's coming, and coming where he's sitting and meditating. So he's finding this a disturbance, so he just drank the Ganga. He then released her again as his daughter because of the devotion of King Bhagirat. I bow here to Navadvip, the abode of supreme joy. So her name became Jahnavi. Yare Kangse Ramo Dasarat Shuto Lakshmana Yuta Parasita Sardang Katipaya Dinam Ganga Puline Avatsit Tretaya Muni Nikaro Moda Drumatale Navadviptam Vande Tamiha Paramanandanilayam. In one of its regions, in the Treta Yuga of a previous era, the son of Dasharat, the wealth of the sages, Rama, with his other half Sita and Lakshman, resided for a few days on the bank of the Ganga beneath a pleasure tree. I bow here to Navadvip, the abode of supreme joy. Yare Kangse Narayanam Api Parang Narada Munir Dadar Shayam Sakshat Shakala Bhajaniyam Shuravaram Apasyatang Pasya Parama Purusham Gauravapusham Navadviptam Vande Tamiha Paramanandanilayam. In one of its regions, the sage Narada directly beheld the greatest of gods, Narayan, who is supremely worshipable to all, and then saw the Supreme Lord in his golden form. I bow here to Navadvip, the abode of supreme joy. So this is Narada Muni, first seeing Lord Narayan, and then seeing Mahaprabhu. In one of its regions, by the grace of Gora, the Lord's friend Arjun, served by Draupadi and accompanied by his brothers, resided for a few days in a large auspicious forest that is worshipped by hosts of sages. I bow here to Navadvip, the abode of supreme joy. Ekachakra. Yare Kamse Rudra Svagana Sahita Prema Galita Natan Madang Madang Karadamaru Vajya Pramudita Aho Gayat Yuchai Shatatam Api Vishrambaram Masao Navadvipam Vande Tamiha Paramanandanilayam. In one of its regions, Rudra, lost in divine love, gently dances with his associates, enlivened by the sound of the damarus. Oh, how he continuously sings about Vishrambar in this place. I bow here to Navadvip, the abode of supreme joy. So these are all different regions of Navadvip Dham and different pastimes that occur. Yata stane stane jala parivritastirtanikara birajante Shashvat Shakalamuni Sevya Yagaharaha Tadadeva Sarve Girisha Parameshti Prabhritayo Navadviptam Vandeta Miha Paramananda Nilayam. An abundance of holy places surrounded by water shine eternally throughout this land. Attended by Shiva, Brahma, and all the other gods, these places destroy all sin and are worshipable to the sages. I bow here to Navadvip, the abode of supreme joy. So all of these are dweeps or islands surrounded by the holy rivers. Yata Proda Maya Swapati Sahita Vaishnavadipun Jadanandam Tattvahari Niyama Kartri Chalayati Risha Shastra Charair Mada Vachi Vachalitan Mohayati Cha Navadviptam Vande Tamiha Paramananda Nilayam. Here Prodamaya, the Lord's warden, along with her husband, deceives the enemies of the Vaishnavas by giving them material happiness and bewilders those who are blinded by pride in their futile study of the scriptures. I bow here to Navadvip, the abode of supreme joy. And so when we think of Maya, we should think in terms of this, how Prodamaya and Lord Shiva are protecting the Dham, bewildering those who come to disturb the atmosphere of the Dham, as only they can. Yata Vaisha Kali Danuja Dalani Shambhuramani Hare Bhaktan Snehat Kapata Rahita Palaya Ticha Paranandam Gauram Bhajati Niyatam Premagalita Navadviptam Vandeta Miha Paramananda Nilayam. Here Kali, the wife of Shambhu and the destroyer of the demons, sincerely protects the devotees of the Lord out of affection for them. Lost in divine love, she eternally worships Gora in ecstasy. I bow down here to Navadvip, the abode of supreme joy. Yata Vani Shaksha Prabhu Charana Seva Sayarata Dvijatibhyo Vidyang Nakila Naya Shastradi Vishayam Dadatyesha Nityam Vibhuta Tatini Tira Vishaye Navadvipam Vande Tamiha Paramananda Nilayam. Saraswati, the goddess of speech, whose heart is given to the service of the Lord's feet, eternally resides on the bank of the Ganga. In this land and personally Saraswati, the goddess of speech, whose heart is given to the service of the Lord's feet, eternally resides on the banks of the Ganga. In this land, and personally bestows upon the Brahmins knowledge of all the scriptures on conduct and other subjects. I bow here to Navadvip, the abode of supreme joy. True knowledge must be descending because we are in a plane of delusion. So what will defeat delusion must be from another plane, the plane of enlightened reality, the beautiful. And Saraswati, Devi, is always residing in Navadvip Dham. Hari Srimad Radha Juti Kuvalita Parshadavrata Shachigarbo Bhuta Kali Kalusha Nashodyatamana Tatanamna Sankirtanam Ati Pavitram Samakarot Navadviptam Vande Tamiha Paramananda Nilayam. Adorned with the luster of Sri Radha, the Lord appeared here from the womb of Sri Shachi, intent on purging the filth of Kali He engaged in supremely purifying chanting of the name, accompanied by his associates. I bow here to Navadvip, the abode of supreme joy. Aho Bhakta Kechit Parama Ramaniye Janapade Natantam Gaurangam Dijajana Balaka Parivritam Yatapasyantyada Hari Bhajana Siddhau Svanayaner Navadvipam Vande Tamiha Paramananda Nilayam. Oh, here, some devotees, expert in the service of the Lord, directly see with their own eyes Sri Gauranga dancing amidst his associates and their wives in this supremely beautiful city. I bow here to Navadvip, the abode of supreme joy. Navadvipe Jovai Krita Nivashatir Daiva Rahita Idam Stotram Bhaktya Patati Hari Pujari Sammaye Chidanande Sakshat Pranaya Shuka Bhavam Bhagavati Shachi Shunau Krishne Parama Ramaniyam Salabhate. One who resides in Navadvip without duplicity, without some other kind of motive or another agenda, and recites this prayer with devotion at the time of worshiping the Lord, genuinely attains the supremely delightful joy of love for the Lord, the embodiment of spiritual ecstasy, the son of Shachi, who is Krishna himself. So many beautiful things put here in this introduction. So now we come to chapter 1, the glories of the Dham. This is a really very, very big book to read in 1 week. Jaya Jaya Navadvipa Chandra Shachi Shuta, Jaya Jaya Nityananda Raya Avaduta. All glories to the son of Shachi, the moon of Navadvip. All glories to the Avadut, Nityananda Rai. Jaya Jaya Sri Advaita Prabhu Mahashai, Gadadhara Srivasa Pandit Jaya Jaya. All glories to the worshipable Sri Advaita Prabhu. All glories to Gadadhar Pandit and Srivas Pandit. Jaya Navadvipa Dhamma Sarva Dhamma Shar, Jaya Navadvipa Basi Gaura Parivar. All glories to Navadvip Dham, the best of all abodes. All glories to the residents of Navadvip, the associates of Sri Gaura. Shakala Bhakata Padikariya Pranam, Sankshepe Varniba Ami Navadvipa Dham. Bowing at the feet of all the devotees, I will briefly describe Navadvip Dham. Navadvipa Mandalera Mahima Apara, Brahma Adi Nahi Jane Varne Sajjakara. The glories of Navadvip Mandal are unlimited. Brahma and the other gods do not know them. So who can describe them? Sahasha Vadane Sheshavarnite Akshama Kshudra Jiva Amikishe Haiba Kshakshama. Anantashesha is unable to describe them with thousands of mouths. So how will I, a tiny soul, be able to? Satyavate Navadvipa Mahima Ananta Deva Deva Mahadeva Nahipaya Anta. It is true that the glories of Navadvip are unlimited. How would they be limited? Limited, and then what beyond that? The God of gods, Lord Shiva, cannot reach their end. Their end meaning the end of the glories. If they are describing them, they'd never finish that. Tatapi Chaitanya Chandra Icha Balavan Se Icha Vashe Bhakta Agyara Vidan. Still, the will of the moonlight Sri Chaitanya is all-powerful, and under its control the devotees give orders. So, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, still, the order may come to try to describe the glories of Navadvip Dham, because the Lord is inspiring that order within their hearts. Bhaktagane agyadila chaitanya ichaya Nadia Mahatmya Varni Bhaktera Kripaya. By the will of Sri Chaitanya, the devotees have ordered me, and so I describe the glories of Nadia by their mercy. Their order contains their mercy, that order can be carried out. Ara eka kata ache guda atishai, kahitena icha hayana kahilenai. There's another very confidential subject, which I do not want to mention, yet cannot but mention. Jai avadi Sri Chaitanya aprakatahaila, Damalila prakashite bhakte agyadila. When Sri Chaitanya disappeared, he ordered the devotees to reveal his abode and pastimes. Sarva avatara haite guda avatara, Sri Chaitanya Chandramor vidita samsara. Of all avatars, our moon like Sri Chaitanya is the most confidential known in this world. Most confidential. Meaning what he has come to give is beyond anything. Guda lila shastre guda rupe uktahai, abhakta janera chitte nahaya udai. His confidential pastimes are mentioned confidentially in the scriptures. They are not revealed in the hearts of non-devotees. Se lila sambande gata, jata guda shastra chila, Maya Devi bahukala, achadi rakila. For a long time, Maya Devi hid the confidential scriptures that existed about his pastimes. Aprakata shastra bahu rahe jata tata, prakata shastreo jata chaitanyera kata, se sakala Maya Devi pandita nayana, avariyarake gupta bhave anukshana. Maya Devi covered the eyes of the scholars and at all times kept secret all the descriptions of Sri Chaitanya throughout both the manifest and unmanifest scriptures. She covered it. Not available, not accessible, not knowable. Gaurera gambira lila haile aprakrata, Prabhu icha jani maya haya akapata. When the deep pastimes of Sri Gaura became unmanifest, Maya understood the will of the Lord and withdrew her deception. When the deep pastimes of Sri Gaura became unmanifest, Maya understood the will I'm not sure about this translation. It seems that aprakrita is referring to the aprakrita lila, not that he desired. When they became unmanifest, then she withdrew her deception. They were unmanifest. They are unmanifest. They are aprakrita lila. So they go through that again later. Utaya laila jala jiva chakshu haite prakashila gora tattva ejada jagate. Maya lifted her veil from the eyes of the souls and revealed the truth about Sri Gora to the material world. Gupta Shastra Anayase Haila Prakata Kuchila Jivera Jata Yuktira Sankalpa. Understanding the will of the Lord, Maya withdrew her deception and the pastimes, the unmanifest pastimes of Sri Gora became manifest. Or, yes, well, okay, I'm going to just try one more time. Understanding the will of the Lord, Maya withdrew her deception about the deep, unmanifest pastimes of the Lord. And then Maya lifted her veil from the eyes of the souls and revealed the truth about Sri Gora to the material world. Gupta Shastra Anayase Haila Prakata Guchila Jivera Jata Yuktira Shankata. The hidden scriptures then appeared clearly and dispelled the doubts of all souls. Bada I Dayalu Prabhu Nityanandarai Gora Tatra Prakasha Shila Jivera Hiyai. The extremely merciful Nityananda Prabhu revealed the truth about Sri Gora in the hearts of all souls. Tara Agya Peye Maya Chade Avarana Shubhakta Pandita Gana Paya Shastra Dana. Receiving his order, Maya removed her veil, and the wise devotees discovered the wealth of the scriptures. The real wealth, the real hidden gem in the scriptures are the pastimes of Mahaprabhu. The extremely merciful Nityananda Prabhu revealed the truth about Sri Gora in the hearts of all souls. Receiving his order, Maya removed her veil, and the veil over the scriptures, and the wise devotees discovered the wealth of the scriptures. Ihate sandeha jar nahaya kandana seyabaga vritakena daraya jivana. Those whose doubts are not dispelled by this are unfortunate. Why do such persons meaninglessly continue their lives? This is a lament by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He's saying, how do they go on living? Why do they go on living without this gem? Jai Kaleshwara Jai Kripa Vitaraya Bhagyavanta Jada Tahe Bada Sukhi Hai. Whenever and howsoever the Lord bestows his mercy, the fortunate souls become extremely happy. It is his will. Durbhaga Lakshana E Jana Sarva Jana. It is divine will. When he wants someone to be able to see his divine form pastimes, then they will become supremely happy. Durbhaga Lakshana E Jana Sarva Jana Nija Buddhi Baddha Pali Kariya Ganana Ishvarera Kripanahi Karaya Svikar Kutarke Mayara Garte Paribarabar. Everyone should know the symptoms of misfortune, to consider your own intelligence to be great and not accept the mercy of the Lord. Through false arguments, souls fall into Maya's traps again and again. Esha he kalira jiva chada kutinati nirmala gauranga prema laha paripati. O souls of Kali Yuga, come, give up duplicity and accept pure love, divine love for Sri Gauranga in full. Make that the determined goal. And all this kuti, nati, all this deception, self-deception will gradually fall away. E Bali Nityananda Dake Bara Bara Tabuta Durbaga Janana Kare Srikara. Saying this, Nityananda calls out again and again. Still, unfortunate souls do not accept. Kena je e mana preme kari anadara. Vichara kariya deka haiya tatpara. Let us consider carefully why souls disregard divine love. Shukalagi sarva jivanana yukti kare, tarka kare, yoga kare, sangsarabitare. In various ways, all souls pursue happiness. In this world, some souls study logic and others practice yoga, but everyone's looking for happiness. Shukalagi samsara chadiyavani jai. Shukalagi judakare rajaya rajai. For the sake of happiness, some leave home and go to the forest, and others wage war upon other nations or between nations. Shukalagi kamini kanaka pachidaya. Shukalagi shilpa avigyana chalaya. For the sake of happiness, some run after women and wealth, and others pursue the arts and sciences. So this is, we're not near, we have quite a lot more to read, and it's already 9:05. But I feel like I'm going to go ahead and keep reading, even though technically the time of our class is over. I'm just going to continue reading this until the end of this chapter. Shukalagi shukachari klesha shikshakare. Shukalagi arnava majete dubimare. For the sake of happiness, some give up on happiness and learn to be miserable. And others drown themselves in the ocean. Whew. It is true, and I've met persons like this. They're really attached to being miserable. And not in a hidden way. They can profess to that. Everything's nonsense, it's all garbage. They cannot find anything good anywhere. Nityananda Bale Daki Duhata Tuliya. Esha Jiva Karma Jnana Shankata Chadiya. Raising his arms, Nityananda calls, O souls, give up the misery of exploitation and renunciation and come with me. Shukalagi Cheshta Tava Amida Tahadiva Tara Vinimaye Ami Kichuna Laiba. You are searching for happiness. I will give that to you, and I will not take anything from you in return. This is a gift. Kashta, anyway, what do you have that I would want? The only thing I'm going to take, that Nityananda Prabhu takes, is our suffering. Takes that away from us. Kashta nai vyaya nai na pabe jatana. Shri Gauranga Bali Nacha Nahika Bhavana. You will not undergo any trouble, loss, or pain. Simply chant Shri Gauranga and dance without a care. Jai Shuka Amita Dibatara Nai Sama Sarvada Vimalananda Nahitara Brahma. The happiness I will give you is unparalleled. It is pure, eternal joy, free from all illusion. Illusion is covering everything in this plane. And what will illusion afford us? It cannot give any happiness. It's illusion. It will be disappointing for the soul who is always seeking eternal happiness, unalloyed happiness. But we just don't know what it is. So Nityananda Prabhu is saying, come with me. I'll show you and I will give it to you also. Hey Rupi Prema Jachi Nityananda Rai, Abhaga Karma Doshe Tahana Hichai. In this way, Nityananda Prabhu begs everyone to accept divine love, but the unfortunate, as a result of their sins, do not want it. We are all praying to ardently want this. This is our prayer. Gauranga Nitai Jai Bali Akabara Ananta Karamadosha Antahayatara. The unlimited sins of anyone who once chants Gauranga Nitai are destroyed. Ada Eka Gudda Kata Shunna Sarvajana Kali Jive Yogya Vastu Gaura Lila Dana. Everyone, please listen to another confidential subject. The wealth of Gaura's pastimes is appropriate for the souls of Kali Yuga. This is another thing. Gaura Hari Radha Krishna Rupe Vrindavane Nityakala Bilasa Karaye Shaki Sane. Gaur Hari as Radha and Krishna plays with the Sakis eternally in Vrindavan. Sakis means the Vrajagopis. Shastrete Janila Jiva Brajalila Tattva Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Brajera Mahatva. Through the scriptures, the souls understood the nature of the pastimes of Braja and the greatness of Braja and Radha Krishna's eternal pastimes there. Krishna Nama Krishna Dhamma Mahatmya Apara Shastrera Dvaraya Jane Shakala Sangsara. Through the scriptures, the whole world understood the unlimited glories of Krishna's name and Krishna's abode, especially from the Srimad Bhagavatam, or almost exclusively from the Srimad Bhagavatam. They understood that those things existed, and they were worshiping Krishna. Still, Tabu Krishna Prema Sadarane Nahi Pai Ihara Karana Kiba Chintaha Hiyai. Still, in general, souls did not attain divine love of Krishna. What is the reason for this? Consider it within your heart. Ihate acheta eka goda tatvasar maya mugda jivataha nakare vichar. In this regard, there is a highly confidential subject that souls bewildered by Maya do not consider. In this regard, there is a highly confidential subject that souls bewildered by Maya don't even think about. Bahu Janma Krishna Bhaji Prema Nahi Hai Aparada Punjatar Achaya Nishchai. When souls serve Krishna for many births, but do not develop love of God, then certainly they have made offenses. Aparada Sunyahai Lai Krishna Nam Tabe Jiva Krishna Prema Labe Abhiram. When souls free from offenses chant the name of Krishna, they quickly attain divine love for Krishna. Shri Chaitanya Avatare Bada Vilakshana Aparada Sattve Jiva Labe Prema Dana. The special characteristic of Sri Chaitanya's pastimes is that souls attain the wealth of divine love even while they're committing offenses. So this is the special characteristic, and very important. We are committing offenses. We simply are. We can't even help ourselves. And what to speak of when we first are connected with Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan mission through the grace of the Vaishnavas. We're practically all offenses, but still that process begins. Nitai Chaitanya Bali Jai Jivadake Bali Jai Jivadake Suvi Malab Krishna Prema Anveshayetake. Pure divine love for Krishna searches for souls who call out Nitai Chaitanya. Pure divine love of Krishna searches for souls who call out the name Nitai Chaitanya. Aparada badatara kichu nahikare, or kichu nahikare, niramala Krishna prematara akijare. Offenses do not obstruct such souls who call out the names of Mahaprabhu and Nityananda, and their eyes cry with pure love for Krishna. Swapakale aparada apani palai, hridaya shodita hoy prema baditai. Within a short time, offenses leave on their own. The soul's hearts become purified and divine love develops within them. Kali jivera aparada asankya durvara, gora nama binatara nahika udara. The offenses of the souls in Kali Yuga are unlimited and unavoidable. There is no deliverance for the soul without the name of Gora. And it's already been explained. Even those fortunate souls who have faith in the pastimes of Radha Krishna, they cannot attain that. They cannot come to that platform and join in those pastimes with a pure heart. But by calling out the names of Mahaprabhu and seeking their grace and the followers of Mahaprabhu, then the name goes, love of Godhead goes seeking after those souls. Kali jivera aparada asankya durvara, Gora nama binatara nahika udara. We read that one. Ataeva gora bine kali te upai, nadeki katau ara shastra pukarai. Thus in Kali Yuga, I do not see any way without Gora. And the scriptures proclaim this. Navadvipe Gora Chanda Haila Udai. Navadvipe Sarvatirtha Avatang Shahai. Gaurachandra appeared in Navadvip, the crown atop all the holy places. Anye tirtha aparadi dandera bhajan, Navadvipe aparada sadai marjan. In other holy places, offenders are punished, but in Navadvip, offenses are always forgiven. Tara Shakshi Jagai Madai Duibai Aparada Kari Paila Chaitanya Nitai. The brothers Jagai and Madai are evidence of this. They committed offenses but attained Nitai and Chaitanya. Anyanya tirtera katara kabai dure aparadi daitya dandapaya brajapure. Brother, let alone other holy places. Offenders and demons are punished even in Braja. So he's saying, brother, not only offenses in other holy places will bring about punishment to the offenders, but even in Brajadam, offenders are punished. It is not recommended to live a long time in in Vrindavan. Certainly not, unless one has service, divine service given by the great Vaishnava. Then he may live there very carefully in his seva. But whimsically, one should not go there and live there, because we practically cannot help but be offenders. Nabadvipe shata shata aparadakari Anayase nitai kripaya jai tari. In Navadvip, souls who commit hundreds and hundreds of offenses are easily delivered by the mercy of Nitai. Hena Navadvipa Dhamma de Goda Mandale. Danya Danya Se Desha Rishigana Bale. The sages say that the land of Sri Navadvipdam in Sri Goda Mandala is most glorious. The sages say that the land of Sri Navadvipdam in Sri Goda Mandal is most glorious. Hena Navadvipe Bhai Jahara Basati Pada Bhagyavana Se Labe Krishna Rati. Brother, souls who reside in Navadvip are very fortunate. They attain devotion to Krishna. They can get that devotion which they may have heard about, but which they could not attain. Navadvipa Jebe Kabukara Yagamana Sarva Parada Mukadhaya Se Jana. Souls who once visit Navadvipa are freed from all offenses. Sarvatirtha Brahmya Tayatika Jahapai Navadvipa Smarane Se Labashastre Gai. The scriptures say that by remembering Navadvip, you attain that which pilgrims attain by visiting all the other holy places. Navadvipa Darashana Kari Jai Jana Janme Janme Labe Se Krishna Prema Dana. Souls who see Navadvip attain the wealth of divine love for Krishna, birth after birth. Souls who see Navadvip attain the wealth of divine love for Krishna, birth after birth. Karma Buddhi Yoge Se Navadvipe Jai Nara Janma Ar Se Jana Nahi Pai. Even souls who go to Navadvip with a materialistic motivation do not take human birth again. Navadvipe Brahmite Se Pade Pade Pai Koti Ashrameda Pala Sarva Shastre Gai. All the scriptures say that while walking through Navadvip, such souls attain the result of 10 million horse sacrifices with each step. Navadvipe, so in other words, whatever one wishes to attain can be easily attained in Navadvip. If one wants to live in the higher planets, he can do so simply by going there, going to Navadvip. And then the results of these horse sacrifices, this is karma kanda, but that can be attained not by the results of one horse sacrifice, which is impossible, but 10 million at every step. This is nothing. This is nothing compared to what is to be attained in pure love of Krishna, in the pure association of the great Vaishnavas in Navadvip. Who, horse sacrifices, the result is, that is karma kanda, but it is very rare to attain it, but it's easily attained if that's what one wants. Navadvipe Basije Mantra Japakare Shri Mantra Chaitanya Hoy Anayase Tare. Those who reside in Navadvipa and chant their mantra, that holy mantra comes alive and easily delivers them. Anye Tirtha Jogi Dasha Varshe Labijaha Navadvipe Tina Ratre Siddhi Payataha. That which yogis attain after 10 years in other holy places is attained in 3 nights in Navadvip. Anyatirte Brahmagyane Se Jai Mukhi Hai Navadvipe Bhagirati Snane Tagatai. The liberation attained through knowledge of Brahma and other holy places is attained in Navadvip simply by bathing in the Ganga. So those who wish to have that Brahma Sayuja Mukti. They can attain that simply by bathing in the Ganga in Navadvip. Salokya Sarupya Shasti Samipya Nirvana Navadvipe Mumukshalabhaya Bina Jnana. In Navadvip, even without knowledge of Brahma, seekers of liberation can attain residence in the Lord's abode, a form like the Lord's opulence, in Navadvip, even without knowledge of Brahma, seekers of liberation can attain residence in the Lord's abode, or a form like the Lord's, opulence like the Lord's, association with the Lord, and absorption into the Lord. These are the 5 kinds of liberation. Positive liberation means in Vaikuntha. Navadvipe Shuddha Bhakta Charane Padiya Bhukti Mukti Sadarahe Dashi Rupahaya. Enjoyment and liberation personified bow at the feet of the pure devotees in Navadvip and always wait upon them as maidservants. If you want material enjoyment, karma kanda, or if you want mukti, or the 5 kinds of positive mukti, the 4 kinds of positive mukti, and then there's the Sayuja Mukti, which is not at all favorable and not at all wished for by Vaishnavas. If you want that liberation, meaning Sayuja Mukti, or the 4 kinds of positive liberation, they are personified. And they bow at the feet of pure devotees in Navadvip and always wait upon them as maid servants. But actually, Sayuja Mukti is not respected. And we'll read about that later. But the 4 kinds of positive liberation, they can easily be attained by living in Navadvip. Bhaktagana Lati Mari se duye tadai, Bhaktapada charidasi tabuna palai. Although devotees kick them and drive them away, these maidservants do not leave the feet of the devotees or run away. In other words, and so Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying this very strongly, this is not advised that one will go to Navadvip with these kinds of motives for material enjoyment, promotion to the heavenly planes of enjoyment, and any kind of liberation. They're saying, no. But still they're seeking to serve them. Shatavarsha Shaptatirte Mile Jahabai Navadvipe Akaratra Vashetahapai. Brother, by spending 1 night in Navadvip, souls attain that which is gained by residing in the 7 principal holy places for 100 years. Hena Navadvipe Dhamma Sarva Dharma Shar Kalite Ashraya Kari Jiva Hayapar. Thus Navadvip Dhamma is the best of all abodes. Souls who take shelter here in Kali Yuga are delivered. Of course, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is residing in Navadvip, writing this in Godruma. Tardaka Padaka Vidyadraya Avirata Navadvipa Vasi Gane Sevi Ritimata. The 2 forms of knowledge, that which liberates and that which nourishes, constantly and perfectly serve the residents of Navadvip. Nitai, so in other words, no one has to take any care about cultivating this type of knowledge. It's automatically given in Navadvip Dham. Nitai Janavapada Chaya Jara Asa Se Bhakti Vinoda Gaya Paya Ulasa. Bhakti Vinod, whose aspiration is the shade of Nitai and Janava's feet, sings the glories of Nadia and rejoices. Jai, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. So tomorrow we'll begin chapter 2. And since we have only now 6 days, this is the first, we have 5 more days to read this. So I am going to probably be going overtime every day up until Gaur Purnima, when we will read the chapters describing the birth of the Lord, or the appearance of the Lord. Oh. Hari Bol. Jai Shri Navadvip Dham Mahatmya and Shri Navadvip Avataranga by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur Ki Jai. Hari Harai Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Gopal Govinda Ram Srimadi Siddhan Giridhari Gopinath Madanamohan Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chanda Gadadhar Srivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhakta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dasa Raghunath Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Jai Saparikashi Shri Guru Gaur Chandraju Ki Jai Shigir Raj Govardhanju Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhansa Parivrajakacarya Astatara Siddha Shri Shiman Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhansa Srila Bhakti Rakak Shri Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Shri Rupa Nuga Guru Varga Ki Jai Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Acharya Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Saparshad Shriman Mahaprabhu Ki Jai Saparshad Shri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai Jai Shri Navadvip Dham Parikrama Ki Jai. This is Adivas. The Parikrama begins tomorrow. Haribo Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai Tadeva Saka Mat Ki Jai Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mission Ki Jai Kol Kartal Ki Jai Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai Samaveda Vaishnava Mandala Ki Jai Samaveda Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai Nittai Gaur Premanandi Haribo. Dhanyavad.